You made it. This is the final module of the program. And it's time to pull together everything that we've learned into your video pitch so you can practice. But first, a quick recap of what we've learned. Module 1 gave us some things to think about. The brain of your prospect won't pay attention to your message unless it's simple, new, extraordinary, and exciting, and it triggers an emotional response. Otherwise, it'll be treated as spam. In Module 2, we learned about being the alpha. Some of the tips that we talked about include dressing the part of your profession, or even a little better, feeling the confidence of your expertise, taking control of the time, keeping your message focused on the human connection, and playing a little hard to get. Keeping it simple. Your pitch should be a maximum of 20 minutes or a big change of pace. So in other words, if your pitch needs to go a little bit longer, perhaps due to the complexity of what you're trying to pitch, every 20 minutes there should be some shift in either the medium that you're using or the speaker. People have a short attention span. And then lastly, provide a clear context for what you're selling. In the third module, we learned about telling stories. In order for you to sell, your prospect must be paying attention, and that's where stories help. Humans are wired to learn, so stories really capture our attention. When you're selecting a story, start with your passion. What makes your heart sing? Include anecdotes and personal insights. These touch people's emotions. People also need to see the big picture in a story before they can focus on details, so give them that context. Where appropriate, incorporate props and demos. These stimulate multiple senses that can help your audience to keep paying attention to you. Remember the rule of threes, as in these are the 3 most important things for you to remember. And incorporate humor if appropriate, but make it natural, and remember, please don't tell jokes. In the 4th module, we talked about using visual aids, including constructing a storyboard outside of PowerPoint before you begin to create your slides. Consider using full bleed images to evoke emotions. Carefully select your fonts. Design your presentation artistically. Use the rule of thirds and create empty space. Consider skipping PowerPoint altogether and using images, charts, and graphs mounted on a foam board. Try using a whiteboard or flip charts as an alternative. Incorporate video for variety and for a break from hearing your voice. Creatively use props. And finally, practice, practice, practice. In Module 5, we talked about the expert trap. Just because you understand it doesn't mean your prospects will. Using simple language will keep them engaged. Start by building agreement through context. So for example, we can all agree that gas prices are rising. And then provide the what's in it for me. For example, so more of your hard-earned money is spent on gas. And then describe how your service addresses the contextual issues. Example, our new suburban bus service not only saves you money, but allows you to multitask and be more efficient as well. Sally found that she was able to spend an hour more daily with her family just by working during her commute. And then conclude by circling back to the context. Conclusion, so the next time gas prices get you down, remember that you can save money and be more efficient by riding the bus. In Module 6, we talked about the funnel and marketing personas. Now, the sales funnel tracks a prospect's progression through your sales cycle. Sales conversion is the process of turning a prospect into a client. And understanding your sales funnel is important so you'll have a sense of how many prospects you need to be adding at the top in order to see the growth that you need at the bottom. If you have too few prospects, this will result in too little growth. As compelling as your message might be, if you aren't presenting it to enough people, you will never achieve the growth you seek. And then lastly, construct personas. Marketing personas is in the terminology that we use, or buyer personas, marketing profiles, personality profiles, whatever you want to call them, of your target client segments, and focus your message on their wants and needs. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this program and will apply what you've learned to your services, business, or practice. Your last homework for this training class is to record your pitch on video so that you can play it back and critique yourself and continue to improve. I recommend that you actually try recording pitches of different lengths, because depending on the situation, you may need to have a different pitch in mind. So have your 30-second commercial recorded and play it back. Have a 3-minute version that's a little bit longer that might be appropriate if you're having a conversation with someone. And then if you're in a position or if your business is such that you'll be giving presentations, then try recording a 20-minute presentation and play it back and pay close attention to how you've used your visual aids, to your vocal pitch, tone, intonation, and whether you've really hit the mark in terms of your message. Have your colleagues and friends also watch your video and give you honest feedback. This is a great way to practice before you actually get in front of a client. With that, I'm glad you were able to join me for these sessions, and happy selling. I wish you all the best of growth in your business.